All right, what's up, guys? Now, the Fresh and Fit podcast. For some of you guys that don't know what this podcast is, it's pretty much a podcast where the host, Myron, he invites women onto the show and he disrespects them. If you don't believe me, go on TikTok and search up Fresh and Fit podcast. I guarantee and I promise you, you'll see what I'm overall talking about. But I feel like a lot of people would see his videos and be like, he's just only trying to guide those women. That's what he's trying to do. He's not trying to hurt them. No. Guiding somebody is meaning that you're like being a friend towards them. You know, I guess like if that's like the most simplest way I can put it, but it's like, my thing is this. I guess like in some friendships, you know, when your friend comes to you, you know, for help or whatever, it's like, yeah, you'll say something disrespectful, but as a joke. Like, you're not going to say something disrespectful. Like, if if a friend came to me and they genuinely needed my help on some stuff, I'm going to help them. All right. But I'm not going to be all like, you're a loser. Get out my face, bro. It's like, no, you're worthless. You don't mean nothing in this world. Do you think somebody's trying to hear some stuff like that? Like, I'm not saying like those were his exact words, but it's like when you see some of the videos of him talking to women, it's like, fam, I get that you've been hurt before in your life. I get that there have been women in this world that done hurt you down to your core, fam. The reason why I say that is because I was in that position at a point in time in my life. The thing is this, though. I didn't take that anger out on people around me. Or even random people. There's no reason to take out anger on people that ain't did nothing to you. You know, and I'm like, bruh, I can tell you this right now. Like, I remember back in 2020, I was hurt down to my core. There was a girl, yeah, she broke me down. And I was like, I didn't think I would ever get to that. But the last time I was at a point in time in my life like that was back when I was in high school. I thought I would never get to a point in time in my life like that again. And sure enough, 2020, beginning of the pandemic, yeah, I was hurt. It's something I can laugh about now, but back then I was like, bruh, I was so distraught. I was so just out of it. I remember I wasn't eating right. I wasn't sleeping right. I had to I pretty much was like forcing myself to just be human. And it was one of the hardest things to do, but eventually I got out of it. And throughout that whole time, like, there's people that were coming to me. They needed my help. They needed my advice. They needed just for me to be a friend. And I'm like, fam, all I just needed was a hug. I know that might sound like some simp stuff. I know that might sound weak and all these other things. But I'm like, I've gotten to a point in time in my life where it's like, if I'm going to be careless, I'm going to be careless for the right reasons. I'm going to be careless more so meaning that I'm going to let my feelings out. I'm going to tell people how I really feel. I don't care if that's not a man thing. If it's not a man thing to cry. It's not a man thing to, you know, open up. It's not, man. I don't care about none of that. I'm at a point in time in my life where I'm like, no, if I need help, I'm going to say that. But I'm not going to start up a podcast, slap some, you know, name on it, and then just invite the women that remind me of the women that have hurt me, and then just start disrespecting them. There's no reason for that. And my thing is this. My advice to any woman out there, where if you get that message or email or however he reaches out, if he's at a club and he sees you and he's like, hey, I got this podcast, no, don't do it. Don't go on that podcast, because all he's going to do is, well, like, so why you feel you need to go to the club every day? Is because you ain't got no man, you ain't got this and that, and you out here with an OnlyFans and you a stripper and you doing that. I'm like, bro, my thing is this, talking to the host of this show, who cares about them women's personal lives? They ain't got nothing to do with you. At the end of the day, are you losing any sleep at night over any of the things that them women are doing with their personal lives? No, you are not. So my thing is this, and I feel like he knows at the end of the day, like, that's what's going to gain views. That's what's going to gain attention. People be so caught up with trying to get attention and views and all that. And it's like, and the funny thing is, he doesn't even realize he's going backwards when it comes to content creating, podcasting, and all that stuff. It's like, fam, you got the Fresh and Fit podcast. It ain't even on YouTube no more, unless like it might have been brought back. But let's just see real quick. Fresh and Fit. Our YouTube's taking a while to load up. Fresh and Fit podcast. Oh no, it's still on here. So he must have gotten it back and things, but. Still, though, it's like, it doesn't, to me, it just doesn't make sense to, you know, have a podcast up like that. I guess, like, at the end of the day, you know, it's good for your business, but do you think at the end of the day, it's like, that's good for a woman where it's like she's genuinely going through some stuff, right? Like, and that's the thing where it's like, you don't know that woman's life. You don't know what she got going on in any of that stuff. So it's like, She gets invited onto this podcast. She's already going through a lot at home or at work, wherever. You know, she goes on this podcast and then you make her feel even worse about what she got going on in her life. Why? For what reason? I'm like, if my thing is this, if I had this big old giant platform, this big old giant podcast where I can invite people in and we all sitting down having a conversation, I'm like, fam, I'm trying to have fun. You know, it trips me out how it's like you have a podcast like this where it's just an overly disrespectful podcast, and then you got a podcast like the You Should Know podcast with Cameron and Peyton, where it's like them guys, you can see that they're just genuinely having fun. I'm saying, like, why can we not have more people like them? Why can we not have more people where it's like you're just being cool with one another? You know, and again, I get it. You've been hurt in your life, but it's like that still doesn't give you a reason to go out and hurt everybody around you. There ain't no reason for that. And my thing is this: do you think he would like how? No, I feel like this is one of the best questions that I've ever asked in any of my videos. Let's say his mom got invited into a podcast where it was to this extent, and some guy was just overly disrespecting his mom. How do you think that would make him feel? So how do you think that woman feels, or the friends and the family of that woman feels when you go up on your podcast disrespecting her? They're gonna be mad about that. And do you think you would do that? Let's say it's a woman, right? Let's say it's a man and a woman. They both got like everything that he's ever disrespected on that podcast. There's a man and there's a woman. They are both doing the same thing. And let's just say that the woman is like trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, knows Taekwondo, has been a stunt woman in like all these different fighting movies that's been direct to Blu-ray and in theaters. She literally taught John Wick how to be John Wick. And then you got this like Mark Henry built type dude, but they're doing the same exact things that he's constantly disrespecting on his podcast. Do you think he would disrespect them two people? I guarantee and I promise you, I am willing to put money on it. He would not, unless he got security that got weapons and he knows that he's protected. But other than that, no protection, no nothing. It's just him and them two people. I guarantee and I promise you, he's a smart man and he ain't gonna do that to himself. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, people, you gotta understand that going through life disrespecting others because of whatever that happened in your life, there's no reason for it. You know, it's all like, okay, if you've been disrespected, so what? It's like, move on with your life. It's like, but don't bring that anger out on other people and things. I'm like, I don't know how many. The thing is this. I didn't have both friends, family. I didn't have random strangers. I didn't have so many different people get me out of character, you know. But the thing is this. That is between me and that individual. They ain't got nothing to do with any bystanders, any watchers, anybody. They ain't got nothing to do with them. That doesn't even make any sense. And then the thing is this. I can sit down, have a conversation with any of my friends, be chill with them. I guarantee and I promise you, friends are like on the edge when he's having a conversation because they're all like, okay, I really don't want to get this guy into one of his like Andrew Tate speeches and stuff. So I'm just, yeah, you know, you're right, man. Like that's all you can really do with them, you know. But it's like you can't have no logical conversation, I feel like, with the Myron dude on this podcast. I really don't know about everybody else that's on the podcast, but yeah, I feel like this Fresh and Fit podcast, it's like, bro, it's one of the most toxic podcasts out there. And it's like, for what reason? Why? You know, so it's weird, man. You just got some weird people out there. More so guys. I'm like, guys be more so carrying on like that, but it's just, yeah. It's weird stuff, man. So, but anyway, I feel like there's going to probably be like a bunch of Fresh and Fit fans, if not the man himself behind this podcast. Like, what do you know? You don't know anything. You a simp. You this, you that. Hey, call me what you want. My thing is this. I'm at a point in time in my life, even though I'm 27, I should be like, you know, living it up, having fun. Should be carrying on like that dude, but I'm like, there's no reason for it. You know, I'm like, my thing is this. I don't want to just have like that copy and paste life. I want to have my own life. I want to have the TMossBoss story. I want to have the Tyler story. I don't want to have the Andrew Tate copy and paste or Fresh and Fit copy and paste. I want to have my own life. There's no reason to be carrying on like that. So to any guys out there, hopefully there have been some guys that have watched this video and they are like, you know what? You're right. You are 100% right, TMossBoss. There is no reason to disrespect. And I'm not saying go out there and find the people that have, like, look, at the end of the day, them people that disrespected you, them people that have hurt you and put you in a bad spot, leave them, okay? Just let them be. I'm like, my thing is this. There was talking on the situation that happened, you know, back in 2020. Yeah, that particular girl, the thing is this, I genuinely tried to be cool with her and I tried to be super respectful, but I'm like, it's gonna get to a point where I just kind of like, if I'm having a bad day and she says something that rubs me the wrong way, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna say something, and regardless, I felt like the friendship was gonna end. The friendship, it wasn't even really a friendship anymore at that point. I was like, it was one of those things where I'm like, nope, I gotta move on. It's best for my health, to move on in things, and just living my own life, living a life where I can genuinely be happy, so yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's okay to move on, but it's like to, hold on to that stuff and then take it out on people that ain't did nothing to you. Nah, man, that's just messed up. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.